Hello and welcome to the Minutes Within the Mist, where we try out our green thumb to bring you cryptids, ghosts, and other mysteries. Today, we want to discuss the terrifying plant known as the Devil's Snare. Said to exist in Nicaragua's deepest swamps is a predatory plant that survives using its vampiric blood drinking. The natives refer to the octopus-like vine as the Devil's Snare. A Mr. Dunstan, a naturalist exploring the region, came across its horrifying nature while spending 2 years studying the plants and animals. He was working in a swamp region near Lake Nicaragua. Dunstan had been collecting plant and animal specimens in the area when he suddenly heard his dog let out a high-pitched whine of terror, pain, or both. The explorer raced to the location of the screaming dog, where he discovered the poor animal enveloped by a network of rope-like, dark, and nearly black roots and vines. These fibers had enveloped with a thick gummy paste that seemed to ooze from pores along the surface of the plant. The substance was extremely sticky and had a foul animal odor. The ensnared dog struggled within the vines and was crying out in pain. Dunstan tried to cut the dog free with his knife, but the vines resisted. Even worse, and to his horror, the plant's rope-like tendrils actively wrapped and curled themselves around his hands, almost like sinuous fingers. The explorer was eventually able to free himself and the animal. It was then that he noticed that the grasping vines had left the skin of his hands red and blistered. The dog was covered in blood with sores that seemed puckered, as if the blood had been sucked from the dog. Though still alive, the animal was extremely disoriented and had difficulty walking. Natives explained to the explorer that the vine was well known and feared in the area, warning him to stay well away from it. He eventually gave up his studies of the vampire vine, and very little else is known about this dangerous creature. So somewhere in the jungles of Nicaragua still exists a plant that'll suck you dry. I hope you enjoyed these Minutes Within the Mist about the Devil's Snare. Please join us at the Within the Mist podcast for more in-depth stories about cryptids, ghosts, and other mysteries. But until then, watch what plants you water and remain constantly curious.